know, years ago, when I was at school, we did a bit of a project of drawing pictures, like what you see in the papers today, made up of dots and only dots. But when you look at these papers, you can't actually see that they're made up of dots. And even the words. There's a bit here from an old advertiser, and it's really tiny that I've even got a job to read it with my glasses. Let's have a closer look. Hi guys, welcome back to another week of Macro Monday. Hope I didn't throw you a bit too much there with the intro, but it just fascinates me that we're surrounded by newspapers and magazines every day, and at a glance they just look like words and pictures, but when you take a real closer look, they're just a series of dots. Like I say, I did this a long time ago when I was at school. And we had a really close look at pictures and the way they were made in the printers, and the resolution is pretty poor when you look closely at it. So that's exactly what I want us to do, or what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the macro lens on. There is no compositions with stuff like this, but I have been reading through it, and I did find a piece that is quite fitting, I suppose, for macro photography. The piece I found was of an old advert from years ago, and if I can find it again, yeah, from years ago, and the writing on it is so small, but there is one piece that sticks out, and the headline is "Swindon was in focus," so I think that deserves a closer look with a macro lens. And even with glasses on, I can't actually read, or I can just about read what it actually says. They've actually shrunk it down. This advertiser used to be huge. It used to be double the size. That sort of size would be half a page, so they've made it a lot smaller than what it used to be. So this would have been that size. Of course, they've condensed it down to less than a quarter of the size of what it would have been, and the writing is so small. But yeah, this Swindon was in focus is definitely something that we can probably have a bit of a play around with. See what we can do. Okay, so basically just let it on the table, and I'm just going to see just how close I can actually get with my 100mm macro lens, basically. And I'm going to try and see if I can get like a bit of a depth of field in the writing, but like I said, the writing is so small that I think I'm gonna struggle. I just want to make sure that stays nice and flat. So let's see what we can get. I'll just have a play around and I'll see what we can get. I am at f5. I've got a very low flash, sync to 1/200th of a second at ISO 100, and I'm just going to see what I can find. But what I'm trying to pick out is the fact that this is actually a series of dots, not actually words. So when you focus right, or when you look closer at the image, you'll see it's just made up of dots of various sizes. And it's something that you can have a try at home if you want. So see what you can find. So I've gone to f9 and I've lowered the flash as low as it'll go. I don't want to slow the shutter speed down. Okay, it's much better. And I've taken the photo at a bit of an angle just to give it a bit of an interest rather than just straight onto it. I've obviously centered on the word focus because I figured it sort of makes sense, but when you scroll right in, yeah, you can actually see that's made up of just a series of dots, and actually some of them are actually blue dots, would you believe. So that's the main heading. I'm going to have a look at the smaller writing because it is tiny writing, and you'll see again that it's just made up of small dots. Yeah, so I'll do that and I'll put them up on the screen. Focusing in there, I've actually ironically found the word camera, and I've scrolled right into it, and you can't actually recognise it as a word when you scroll right in, and yeah, you can't actually recognise it as a word at all until you scroll right out and you get a good way back. It's a job to even tell that the word actually says camera. So yeah, I'm not sure if any of you were aware of this, but it's something that we did at school. So I'm going to take a couple more, see if I can find a couple more words that actually mean something to what we're doing, and I'll get to stick them up. Okay, so that's a few images, and I think you'll agree something quite different for this week. Last week I feel I have to apologise for. I wasn't at my best. I was getting over a bad back. I still am getting over that bad back, but it is much better. So onward and upward, I feel. I think we've got a trip to the coast still coming up. We've had to postpone it and put it back a little bit, but it's still coming up, and we've got a few more things in the pipeline. Please leave comments below about what you would like to see taken with a macro lens, or with the reversing ring. I think in a couple of weeks time we're going to look closer at the extension tubes. We've already looked at the reversing ring, taken some really nice images with them, so we're going to look at the extension tubes and see what we can find with those. We're going to connect them onto the kit lenses, see what we can find, flowers, bugs, that sort of thing. Hoping to get outside and take some outdoor shots of some little tiny creatures that are coming to life now that it's spring, or it's meant to be spring. So yeah, lots to look forward to, I think. So hope I haven't bored you too much. Thanks ever so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up, give it a share, and hopefully I will see you guys next Monday. Bye for now.